All right, making a test in Aware where you can see the whole resource. Take one. You go to Aware. It's a two-step process because you'll need to look at the different options first before you pull it into a test. So you go to Item Bank, High School, English. Of course, I'm English 4, so I'll just do that one. And it will default to all of the TEKS, but that's not useful in English because you can't see what it is that you're actually reading. So what you go is you go to Resources and you drop that arrow, and now you can see all of the different choices. So, you know, I really just kind of worked my way through them, and it won't show up the first page. But here's, you know, poetry. So I could do poetry. Here's another piece of poetry. So I could look at that one. Let's see. There's more poetry, but I think it's the same poem as the other one because it's fun. Rebecca's notes. So there's Rebecca's notes about Congress, although it appears to be cut off. But you would just go through and you can see all of the questions for him. So the one that I used, I don't remember what it was now. Well, here, let's see what wild bird pair is. And so there's paired text, and then it shows you all of the questions. And of course, because it is from them, the TEKS are already in there, but it doesn't show you what the TEKS are here. At least it doesn't in this example, but it does show you all of the questions that go with it. So let's say that wild bird pair works for us. So what I do now is I go to assessments, I create a new teacher test, create a new blank test. I'm going to call it test delete. 12th grade, next. High school, English 4, next. Okay, great, yay, finish. And now when I go to put my questions in, I can search my resources, and it was called wild bird pair. I'll just search for wild bird. And then there are all of the answers that go with wild bird. So I can just add them all. Add, 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 add. And if I was like, what's on them, I can do that, and it will tell me what the what the question is. But here it'll also show me which TEKS they are. You can see that over there in the Learning Standards column. So I just added everything. Add. And then I close it. And so now it gives me the 2 passages. It gives me the questions. I don't like the F, G, whatever, so I take off the alternate. And now they're all ABCs. So there's question 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And so this has 9 questions total. And if I hate it, I'm like, oh no, that question is terrible. Then I can edit this question. I can change the question if I want to. I actually, for the most part, would just delete them. I'd be like, I don't like this one, so I'd remove this question. Okay. And then I was like, oh, let's add some other questions that look good. And I can go in and I can add other questions, maybe about something we were talking about, main idea or appeals or something like that. Oh, here. What type of question would I like to create? I doubt it's a numerical response. That was a mistake. Remove that question. Okay. But you can go through and selected response. And then I can make my own multiple choice, or I could add a short answer, but then you have to grade those differently, of course, as y'all know. So that is how I made my test. And then once I did it, you can go up to your Analyze, Test Available. When it decides to play, it's thinking. And you'll have it there, and you can either have the kids do it online, or you can print it and have them do it on Scantron, which is what I did.